What do you guys see? I see some milkiness in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to work on this thing again. As you can see, we got it on the engine stand. It's looking good. I also spent the entire morning setting up my workspace and getting it all nice and clean. Of course, small table. I'm gonna buy another one to put over there so we have more room for the rebuild project, and try to sort this all out to put all the parts down nicely so we don't lose anything. Burnt crispy stuff, junk, and stuff that we're going to reuse or extra spare parts. There, you can even grab the like this. I'm so proud of. Isn't that awesome? I can now quickly and easily grab plastic bags if I need to sort out bolts, and of course some yeah, consumables. So this took the whole morning. I haven't even touched the car yet, I mean the engine yet. So right now I kind of wish that we could have started from scratch of like part one, taking the engine out and showing you guys how to do that. I will be doing that, so subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see and how to do, or what you're struggling with. Maybe I can focus on that more, but we are going to be taking this engine out and we're going to be putting this engine in. So right off the bat, if you're interested in the N52 rebuild project, yeah, subscribe. I'll be doing a full video on restoring this thing. If you haven't already seen my parts video, everything that you need, I'll put that down in the comments. But for now, today, we're going to be taking off the valve cover, taking a look at the cylinders. I'm gonna try and pull the head off today, and let's just get this valve cover off. The valve cover does have, it's an E10 torque socket. I think it has like 18 different bolts. What you want to do is unhook your Valvetronic motor, which is right here. Unhook the Valvetronic motor, unhook the eccentric shaft sensor plug. There's a bunch of wiring that runs along here. You'll have to pull it out of the way. Oh, there's some in the middle here. So guys, actually, so you could take the valve cover off without having to take this Valvetronic motor off. But my bad, you need to take this off first to get at the bolts that are in here. It says 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. That's interesting. Spring loaded, I didn't know that. Looks to be in good condition. Teeth inside also look okay. This looks new. And this one, look at this. Ingenuity. That was in there. That's not supposed to be in there. That can damage the block. That's a... yeah, magnetic's true. Alright. Well, that was easy. Oh. Well, I must say that everything looks pretty dandy. Little bit of build up. Look at that mirror finish on those cams. Not sure why it was leaking into these two back cylinders, but probably because the gasket went bad. Wow, everything looks really clean. So I think we got lucky. There's a hair here. All right, well, off the top, it looks like everything was clean except for back here. Oh, that's not good. This gasket was pinched there at the back. Not bad. Ladies and gentlemen, not bad. Wow. It looks brand new. I think we got lucky, boys. I think we got lucky. Look how clean that is. Looks brand new. There's even markings here. I don't know. You guys tell me. Got a BMW stamp. Got a parts number there. You guys tell me if, what do you think? One tiny scratch in that one. Other than that, it looks pretty good to me. Maybe this is a remand head. Well, here's something I did not want to deal with. There's a broken head stud right there. So I was turning the motor over by hand, and it does sound like sounds like there may be liquid in one of them. That's cylinder 3. That's cylinder 3. Yeah, looks okay. A little bit on the rich side. Oily, but same as number 1. Ooh, that one had a bit of sludge right there, but only on the threads. So number 4 is just full of oil, completely, like totally. Number 5 also, I can see this thing is just doused with oil. I've tried to soak it up as much as I can. Just pooling with oil in there. I don't know, guys. This looks so nice. I don't know if I want to take it apart now. Again, this one is so coated in oil, completely covered in oil. Wow. So is this one. Oil and a bit of water in the last one. There's oil just caked in there. I'm going to try and soak up this as much as possible. So I just cleaned out this one as best as I could. I blew some air down there. There's water in this one, which is interesting. That tells me that either they poured water on this when it was on fire, but then there would be water in that one, or the head gasket on this side is going or gone. So let's see. Oh yeah, it's just sludge. Look at that. Gross. So the others, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they all look like they've been running rich. There's a bit of carbon on there. I have to think about what that could be, but this one definitely had water on it. Look at the sludge on there. So that's not good, but I'm glad then maybe we're taking this thing apart. Head looks really good. This, can you guys guess in the comments how many kilometers this engine had or claims to have had when the guy pulled the engine out? You guys take a guess below in the comments below based on what you're seeing. I'd love to know your feedback. Alright, so I'm quite interested in finding out more about this engine, so we're going to take a look inside the cylinder head. Wow, look at that. That's so clean. That looks great. Just out. That's good. See, we can look in the engine. Everything looks brand new.
Oh, good.
I don't even know if I should rebuild it. I should just drop it in. Okay.
I mean, you could take it apart and just clean it and put it back together.
Hey, can you turn it? Okay, stop. It looks really good.
That looks really good, actually.
It looks brand new. This, I'm not gonna, oh, here we go. This one is the one, can you turn it? Keep going. Okay, slowly. Slowly, stop. So this has a lot of oil in it and a bit of water. Okay, well, now that we've seen that there was a bit of water up there in the head when we pulled off spark plug number 6, it was above the spark plug, so I'm sure that they just had like sprayed water on the car to try and put out the fire. But I'm interested to see. Whoa, this thing is on there. That's not good. I'm interested to see if there's any water in the crankcase, or in the oil pan, I should say. I just can't get this off. Alright guys, you ready? Let's see what's in here. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of water in there. It's not milky, but there is some water in there. So I'm glad we took a look. So I'm gonna assume maybe the head is good still. But we're gonna change it anyway. So I'm very, very happy that the engine is that clean. I mean, timing chain looks like brand new. We'll take the tensioner off in a minute and see if that looks any good. But I think right now the plan of attack is I'm gonna now strip the front of all the accessories and take everything off so that it's not in the way of removing the block. So I'm gonna do that right now really quick. To take the accessory drive off, there is a pulley right here. And you have to access this little tiny, I think it's a T60. You access this T60 right here with a breaker bar, twist the other way. Oh. And then you can pull the belt off. Then next, I think let's just take off the alternator. Alternator is 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And no. And it comes with its own pulley. Next comes the power steering pump. Of course, you guys will have to unhook bunch of different things here. Sensor wire. This has 2 inner Torx. I'll figure out what those are. And one E12. Is it an E12? No. It's bigger. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the bracket entirely. I'm just going to take the whole bracket off here. There we go. Next, we have, I think maybe you have to put a little pin in there. I'm going to Google that in a minute. This is a 10 mil. Yeah, I guess we could have just left this on, but I don't think I have this gasket. It's just a gasket maker, okay. Wow, where are these AC? Okay. There's one more right here. One long sucker, all right. Another one right here. Still in there, where are you? One. Oh, it's down here underneath the temp sensor. So the water neck is an E8, little tiny E8. Whoa. To take out your AC unit, you're gonna have to take out, I'm assuming it's this one. This, yeah, I think you have to take out your thermostat. It's not good. So there are 2 bolts here that hold the thermostat in place. So actually what you can do is just unbolt these 2 little bolts there. This pops down and gives you access to the AC bolt that's there. Whoa. That worked out okay. Let's put this on the shelf. And that gives us access to the water pump. And the water pump comes out. 1. And then 2 under here. Take off this ground. So they seem to be sitting on these little rubber bushings. You guys see that? There's little rubber bushings that are there. All right. These seem to have disintegrated a little bit. Why isn't this coming off? Oh, okay. So now this is all hanging by the water neck, which we need to pop off right here. What do you guys see? I see some milkiness in there. That's not good. Just a little bit though. We'll see. We have the Vanos system. I'm pretty sure that these are not BMW bolts. I have a feeling. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. These guys are, well, let's see if they're magnetic. They are magnetic, so they're definitely not aluminum. And this block should be using aluminum bolts. Or maybe this piece is not, those look pretty good. So I think, I don't remember which side is which. Seals look okay. All right, next the oil cooler and oil filter. So first thing I'm gonna do is take off this this oil filter cap because it is all burnt up. Try and get you a closer look. And what you're gonna need is one of these with this is a 3/8 adapter. Put that on there. This will fit. No, it doesn't fit anymore. Go figure. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get it off of there, but let's see if this works. Putting your 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, and we're gonna twist this off. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yeah. Oh well, that's easy. Everything's easier with a breaker bar. Seriously, highly suggest getting one of these 600 millimeter 8 breaker bar. See, I can't turn that by hand. All right, let's take a look. If there's milk in here, the oil is milky, we have a problem. And it is not. Oil looks not too bad either. I don't see anything shiny in there, so that's a good sign. All right. The oil cooler has 3 bolts. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 3 right here. I'm expecting some water to come out of here in a second. Wow, that's on there. Nope. That one too, that's on there, wow. Maybe I shouldn't even take this off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what happens. So that's all cleaned up. Next thing is, I think now we're ready. I have to figure this out later and take the vacuum pump off. But I think now we're ready. Oh, I have to take the fuel rail off. Let's do that really quick. So the fuel rail, we'll talk about this later when we're taking that car apart. But the fuel rail here, when it's in the car, you have to unplug the battery and release the pressure. And you can do that by undoing this Schrader valve, pressing it on with some rags here to collect the fuel pressure that comes out. It's not really that big of a deal. And then you can unplug. There's a quick release here, which is trashed. I don't even know. Right now we already took the wiring loom off. There used to be a black thing that, a black case that ran the wires to each injector. We took that off. It just pops off literally. And then now we can undo these 10 mil bolts that are holding. There are 4 of them. And then be very careful to pop this out gently so you don't damage the injectors. Let me put these down. And when you put these back in, yeah, they're in there. Wow, they're in there. You shouldn't do it like that, because then you'll bend this one, as you can see over here. This is the one that's trashed anyway. Actually, there are retainer clips that I'm assuming you can take off to take this out. But what I saw people do is pull up on either side evenly to, yeah, to get this fuel rail out. Maybe this one is damaged because it's burnt in there. Toast anyway. I don't know if you guys can see that. These two have been burnt crispy. O-ring. O-ring, surprisingly. Oh, maybe not that one. O-rings seem okay. But yeah, this rail is toast, I think. All right, well, I'm gonna block up these holes now. Normally what you can do is just use some earplugs. You know, the little mushy, squishy, yellow foam earplugs. Put those in there to prevent anything from going down. I should have blasted this with air first. That was my bad. So I'm gonna spend a few minutes cleaning up, but this thing is almost ready to get taken apart here. So I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna block off these 3 holes, and I'm gonna clean this front end of the block. It's really oily, a little bit of fire crumbs here still. So before I open it up and get everything dirty, I'm just gonna clean this up and make it look nice and pretty. All right, well, that's a lot better to work on than what it was at before. I'm gonna just scrape off over here and then we're done. So just wanna say a massive thank you to all of you that have followed me on social media or that have subscribed to the channel. I hope this information is useful to you and that it's helping support your own rebuild project at home. So in the next episode, we're gonna tear the head off, we're gonna inspect the block, we're gonna take a look at the valves and the cylinder head itself and see what we need to do next. So hope to see you guys in the next video.